Good morning, day 524. Since 59 hostages were brutally kidnapped from the homes, from the beds, barefoot with pajamas, from the Nova Music Festival, or from the military bases where they defended Israel. They were kidnapped by the inhumane, barbaric rapists, modern-day Nazis, monsters of Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and just ordinary, regular civilians. Same ones who came into Israel, infiltrated Israel, and massacred in the most brutal ways possible. Beheaded people, raped women, young women, teenager girls, and burned families alive. These are the monsters who kidnapped our people, and we are here every morning, never giving up, to demand from these inhumane, barbaric, rapist monsters to surrender and let all of the 59 hostages go immediately, at once, in one phase, in one bus. No more negotiations, no more little by little, all of them together in one bus. These are innocent people. They didn't do anything to the Palestinians or to Hamas to justify the abduction, the kidnapping. They were just living their life, trying to preach for peace for the most part. These communities down south in Israel were peace activists. The Nova Festival was for peace. These innocent people who have been going through torture, daily torture, by these inhumane monsters. And then you have here in the US the audacity, the nerves of these fucking monsters. They are identify themselves with these monsters. They're standing up for these monsters, and they just disgustingly stealing all of our slogans, all of our saying in regards to our hostages. It started with Rashida Tlaib on Twitter, as I shared yesterday, 2 days ago, how she used the slogan, bring him home, in regards to Mahmoud Khalil, the pro-Hamas agitator, ringleader of the group and the Quad, they call themselves, on Colombia, who riled up students, ignorant students, against Israel and against Jewish students, Jewish Americans, Jewish citizens of United States of America, not Israel as the country. They weren't protesting Israel. They were calling for the annihilation of Jews. They're calling to globalize the Intifada. They're calling to take over 1948 from the river to the sea, to take over Israel and to the annihilation of Israel. And they were providing support to Hamas. If it is brochure, pamphlets, and just Hamas talking points, they're literally the outspoken arm, the spokesperson arm of Hamas. And then the peak of it yesterday was when one of the attorneys who represent him, oh, poor guy, he broke the law and now he's gonna be deported because he's just a visitor, he's not even a citizen. But this lawyer read the statement from his wife. The statement reads,
"My husband was kidnapped from our home, and it's shameful that the United States government continues..."
The audacity of her to compare what he's going through, her husband, who has been broken the law, who has been pro-Hamas supporter, a terrorist sympathizer, who come in here. Only he arrived to the United States in 2022, December 2022. He was born in Syria. He's Algerian, I don't remember, but he's not Syrian. He was not born in Palestine, and he's self-proclaimed Palestinian. They've been hijacked all of our names, our slogans, our movement. Palestinians back in the 1940s used to be referred to Jews. The Arabs boycott the Palestinian goods. The Arab were against the Palestinians, the Jews. The people who lived in Palestine and were recognized as as Palestinians were Jews prior to 1967. And then in 1967 they hijacked the name. They came up, now they're the Palestinians. Now they're the indigenous people of this land, when they themselves were born in Syria and have heritage and ties to Egypt, to Jordan, and to other countries. The Arabs came from the Arabia Peninsula about 1700 years ago when Islam was established. They started the Islam conquest back there and started spreading out. The Jews were from Judea, and they weren't called Jews when they lived in Judea. They were called the Israelites. The Israelis are from fucking Israel, and we are indigenous to our homeland. And I'm continuing being shocked how the Western world is so fucking blind to all of these lies when history is right here. It's not too long ago. 80 years ago, it's not too long ago for these people to come and do their own research. The laws that exist in this land here in the United States are not too difficult to understand. When you are an immigrant, when you are a visitor, you cannot come here and support terrorist organizations and rile up and recruit people, United States citizens, under your terrorism mission to annihilate Israel and annihilate every Jew around the world and globalize the Intifada. Why can't you fucking get it? The Democrats have failed the Jewish community in this country for far too long, and you continue to apologize for them. This is why Trump brilliantly said yesterday that fuck Schumer is not a Jew, he's a Palestinian. He betrayed the Jewish community over and over and over again. The leader of the one of the top leader of the Democrat Party, and this is why I'm so fucking grateful that Trump won finally in the third time and finally back in the White House to put law in order in this country. This is not about free speech. Free speech is not riling up people against other people to harass, to segregate, to discriminate, and to in many cases use actual violence against them and violent threats and cause them to be afraid to even show up to their campuses where they pay full tuition. I don't understand how even Jews go to Columbia anymore. Any university who would continue with this charade, who would continue with this discrimination against Jewish students, will feel the consequences from this administration. They're not playing around. This is first of many. 60 more universities are going to be targeted by the federal government to ensure that they're protecting their students, that they treating everyone equally and not letting some group of students terrorize the others. And all those visitors, I myself included, I know the law. All these visitors who think they can come here and then go against Israel, but against, for the most part, United States, and trying to take down United States from within. There's a message for you from Secretary of State Marco Rubio, from Press Secretary, and from Republicans. You are not welcome. You want to come here to the United States, you need to come here and vow your loyalty to the United States and to Western civilization. You cannot come here and do what you've been doing in Europe, taking over. Sharia law will never be the law of the land of the United States over my dead body. You want to live by Sharia law? Go back to where you came from. Stop taking over. Stop living in the delusional idea that you're going to be able to take over. You are not. Thankfully, Republicans are in power and they will stop you and they will deport you. This is what it is. It's not about Israel. Some right-wingers voices are claiming that this is not America first. This is just pleasing Israel. I don't understand how you feel like this is pleasing Israel. How is it benefiting Israel when you have a pro-terrorist sympathizer here in the United States rolling up, brainwashing your students to hate America? To hate America, and they're saying it out loud. Death to Israel, death to America. To them we are the same, and to them we are the small Satan, and America is the big Satan. And the big Satan is the biggest target. The Islam conquest is about taking over the world and eliminating any infidels. Look what's happening in Syria. Look what's happening in Africa. This is what's gonna eventually happen when you're gonna be the majority here. But it's not gonna happen. Thankfully, Trump is in office and he will ensure that it will never happen. And meanwhile, join us with the pressure instead of calling to free and bring home a criminal, basically, who is a foreign national. He's not a citizen of this country. He doesn't have the right to come here to... Nobody has the right to come here, but he doesn't have the right to come here and support terrorism. Instead, join us, do the right thing, and put pressure on the actual terrorists who actually kidnapped innocent people, 59 of them. The only Jews who live right now under Muslim rule are 59 hostages in Gaza dungeons. Join us and demand the immediate release unconditionally. Let them all go. And Israel will stay strong, resilient, and proud, and we will defend ourselves with whatever means necessary. So far, humanitarian aid has still not gone into Gaza. Pressure is going higher. Electricity has been cut off. Let's see where it's going to lead us. We demand all 59 hostages to be let out. And Israel, the Jewish nation, Am Israel, will live between the Jordan River, throughout Judea and Samaria, to the Mediterranean Sea for eternity. Am Israel Chai, forever.